Hi, this is Sophie. I wanted to share with you something that I realize when I'm working with clients, I do this over and over again for them. Basically, what the heck am I talking about? Why is this so important? It's really, how do you plan and stay sane? And you decide you want to be on Google Plus, on Twitter, on Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Do you jump in right away and just open up all these accounts and just start and hope for the best? No. What you do is you take a step back and you give yourself 3 months. One account, do it for 3 months. It is what I'm going to talk about. What is the it? The it is important here. So every 3 months, there's this process I go through. Introduce a new platform. This is doing it properly, especially when I'm coaching somebody to do it themselves, a company to do it themselves. When I'm doing it, of course, I can handle 3 or 4 accounts at once. If you have enough staff, they can handle a few accounts at once. But if I'm coaching a small company who's trying to do this on their own, I suggest to them 1 account every 3 months. And I actually was just coaching this other company who is huge. They have a large communication department, and they also chose to go with 1 platform every 6 months. So it's a good process. Let me just share with you. So what you want to do is you want to start with the first platform you're choosing to start. Month 1 is all about research. So it's all about research. So you start searching on that platform. So create your own little account on that platform, search on it, see what others are doing. So at this point, you don't need to have your branding. You don't even need to know what to say. You just want to search. You're kind of looking to see, what are they talking about? Who's talking on this platform? How are they engaging? Are they actually sharing? How are they, what's their dialogue? What's making them excited? What kind of photos? And so then you conclude, okay, you know what? There's enough of my target audience on this platform, and I can see I can now, make a list of the kind of material that gets the most engagement. So the kind of engagement you want, you've determined already. As far as, because if you've been working with me at all, or if you've read any of my books, or you've taken any of our Social Media Business Institute courses, you'll know the number one first thing you do is decide what's your purpose. So the engagement that you're seeing, will it fulfill your purpose? Okay, so let's say you now know the kind of engagement. They're clicking on links, they're downloading stuff, or they're they're answering, polls, or they're just clicking on like, or they're engaged in dialogue. How are they engaged? So then, who is sharing the information? What giants in your location, your local area, or your industry actually will share other people's posts or tweets? Who are they? Make a list of them, and then see, you might already have a relationship with one of them. You might say, hey, you know what? That's Teresa from Chex News. I already have a relationship with her. Maybe I could give her a call and say, you know what, I'm just starting out. When you see my material in a couple of months, what kind of material would you share? What makes sense for you to share? I've seen that you've shared this kind of stuff. Would that be okay? Or you contact Kawartha now and say, I see that this is going on yours. Would you share our stuff? And they might say, yeah, by all means, but make sure you put your events into our online calendar. So for sure we'll share it. Or you might call, someone else. So, call these giants and see, how are they actually sharing? Why would they share your stuff? And then, so you got your list, you know what people are talking about, and then think about, okay, what kind of material can I gather on my own? So now you're kind of, hanging out with yourself, your day-to-day work, and you're saying, okay, when can I actually take a picture that I could use later? Or when can I take a little video that I could use as a post? Or when am I at an event that I can tweet something or post something right away, whichever platform you're talking about? So list this kind of stuff. And then, okay, how about my staff? What would make sense? What kind of posts should I get them to be accountable for? So then you can, just start planning, list your kind of material. So now month 1 is finished. So now you're into month 2. So you got 1 month to set up and practice. So right now you've got no followers, you're just setting up. So you want to mirror your platform. You know what your website looks like, or your store looks like. What's your logo? You got to, and then what would people identify with you? Like what kind of cover should you have? What kind of splash should you have up there? So create a couple covers and test them out, see what they feel like, see how they look. create one square logo, test it out, see which one looks best when it shrinks, how does it look on that platform. And then once you've decided on the logo, on the square logo, it's got to be square, don't change it after that, because that's going to be your identifier on all of your platforms. Okay? And then I suggest populate that one platform that you've chosen with these are kind of my rule of thumb. These 6 posts or tweets should be on your platform before you launch. They should, on Facebook, for example, make the milestones. You know, no one's following you right now, so they're just going to be put out there. So number 1, your grand opening. Do you have a photo or a video of your grand opening? Make that a milestone. Put it back on the date so that it's there on, September 2002. I started my own company, and here's a picture, and what's not. And then about you. Well, who are you? And then about your products. Maybe you can put a little bit, you can add some photos and kind of show some of your products or services. Community involvement. People like to be involved with people that care. So if you've got community involvement history, put it in there as well. Photos or videos of yourself doing a build for Habitat for Humanity or selling 50/50 tickets for Rotary. Like, what is it that you do? Put it in there. And then happy customers, nothing better than a happy customer. So if you have photos where you have their permission to share their photos, then share their photos or stories as well. And then show off your staff or volunteers if you're a non-for-profit. Don't forget to show off your staff. People want to know that there's some real humans there. So that's month number 2. Okay, so step 2 is a full month, kind of getting all that together. So you've got your research all done. Now you've set up your platform. So now you're ready to launch, ready to rock and roll. Let's go. So you're going to, fuel up your rocket ships, because right now, again, you've had 0 followers. So now you want to create your social calendar. So how much material will you be able to kind of gather on a weekly basis, spread it throughout the week? And is this, again, yourself, your staff? Is it somebody in the community that you like to support, like Rotary, that you want to share their stuff? So kind of figure out your calendar. How often can you sustain posting? So you've got that figured out. What should drive your calendar, of course, is if you have an event in a month's time, work backwards from the event, cause buzz to the event, show people how your event is effective, show happy people that were at your event before how effective it was for your clients or the cause, and then at the event itself, get some live buzz going. So work towards an event as well. So show your knowledge, expertise, make sure all of those things that you listed that are part of your purpose are actually seen through these posts. A good post, we're not talking about this in this particular video, but as you know, a good post has 5 elements to it. It's got, if you can, a link back to your site for further information. It's got a great photo. The language in it is grade 2 level. That's what people respond to. I know it sounds crazy. We were all taught it should be grade 6, but grade 2 level or less. Visual. People will stop if it's visual, and ask it as a question. Pose your post as a question. Don't just tell people, ask people. Did you know that, I was just posting one for a client of ours, that salmonella can also, dogs can also catch salmonella. And here, there was a great article about that. It was obviously a dog location that we were posting for in that case. So then, okay, so now you've gotten basically your calendar all set up. You know how often you can post. Now determine, so you post, no one's there to hear it. That's not fun. So you need to put some of your current advertising budget towards Facebook or Twitter, whichever element you've started with. So on Facebook, it's simple. You can actually promote your new Facebook business page. Same with Twitter. You can promote that new account. So determine a budget, and all that'll do is you will target that, within this city, people that are of this age, maybe of this gender, are going to see that I have a new page. It's going to come up in front of them, and it's going to ask them to like you. So you're going to grow your posts to your target market. Grow your followers and your likes to your target market. So when you are posting, they'll see it. So that's one way to get your, it out there. The other way is you want to share your new platform in your traditional mediums. So what do I mean by that? So another client of mine that we've just started working with is Rice Lake ON. So on Twitter, it's twitter.com/Rice Lake ON. So we just started working with them. So what we need to do is on any newsletters that we send out, we add at the little Twitter bird and then at Rice Lake ON, so people know we're on that. On Facebook, it's ON Rice Lake, but we say Facebook ON Rice Lake. There's another client we just started working with, JJS, so JJ's Bling. They're a jewelry store. So in there, of course, they're brand new, so if someone looks for it, do you think they can find them? They can't. So that's what a lot of people get wrong. They think, oh, I'm just going to let people know I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. That's nice. They won't be able to find you because when they search for it, you haven't had enough activity or engagement just yet, so you will not come up. So you need to let people know in all your traditional media. So if you got a bit of radio going on, make sure you add at the end of us and find us at JJ's Bling on Twitter and Facebook. Because in their case, it happens to be JJ's Bling on Twitter and Facebook. So that's perfect. So you want to do that on TV ads, radio ads, whatever it is that you might have, print material. Certainly if you have a location, a physical location, you want to add it to your doors, you want to add it at your cash register, if you can put a contest out there, mention us in a photo using our product, you'll be put into our weekly draw for this great prize. It's a great way to cause some buzz. So share it, get it out there, and then don't forget to use those giants. Remember on step 1, we identified who the giants are that are sharing information. So don't forget to mention them when it's appropriate. Don't mention it if it's not appropriate. Like, for example, at PTBO_Canada, great supporter of charities, nonprofits in Peterborough, events that are going on locally. They're not going to support one company over another more so, but they are going to. So look at what they're actually tweeting about. Say, okay, what can I give them that they're going to find valuable and they're going to share out to their 12,000 followers on Twitter. So mention that giant. If they retweet it, wow, you're so happy because they're retweeting your stuff. And you may only have, a handful of followers at this point to their 12,000 followers. So it's a way to get yourself out there. So become part of the conversation. Mention those giants. Support them. Retweet them when it's effective. Offer your giants incentives. Why is that? Maybe give them a discount to your store because when they come in, you're hoping they're going to tweet about their fabulous experience with you. Fabulous. So that really helps. So the last thing is step 4 is now you're ready to, okay, you've launched for a month. Now go back. I probably should have put this actually in step 3 to set up your cloud account right away. Set up that sucker right away. So set her up. Because all you do is you go, if you have Twitter open in the background, and then go to Klout and sign into Klout using that Twitter account. And it will actually start bringing in all sorts of information about what keywords are you known about based on your posts. Who else is tweeting about things that you might want to retweet? Who's been the most supportive of your efforts? So what I would suggest you do is once a month review your content. Just go to go to Klout, and it'll bring up your reports. It'll show you which of your platforms are getting most engagement. It'll show you who's been most supportive, which influencer's been most supportive. It's going to give you alternative material, and of course, it's going to give you your Klout score out of 100. Aim for a 50. That's when you're actually online and somewhat of an influencer. So you want to aim for a 50. You usually start at around a 20 once you start being engaged, and then it'll slowly creep up. Okay? And then on Facebook and on Twitter, if you have paid for promoting your account or boosting posts, go back and look on those results on your Facebook Insights specifically and see which posts have worked and which ones haven't. And it'll actually give you a list and it'll show you the reach and the clicks on Facebook. Very, very insightful. No pun intended. I have a full tutorial that just talks about measures and whatnot, so you may want to look at those. And then review your organic tweets and see which ones have the most reach. I use a tool called Sprout Social to help me understand which one of my posts and tweets are actually getting the most reach. So that I complement that with Klout. And then finally, don't forget to check out your Google Analytics. So on your website or blog, I'm assuming you have Google Analytics. If you don't, please add it. It's free. And so once you've added it, you can go, it takes a few days, but you can go back again at the end of that month and see if you were doing a post. Remember 5 elements of a good post. One of them is to link back to your site when possible for further information. So if you're doing that throughout the month, at the end of the month, you can go back to your Google Analytics and see which of your posts actually made people come back to your site. So you can then go to Google Analytics and it'll show you you had 20% of all of your visitors on your site came from Facebook business page, and maybe 80% came from Google searches, and it'll tell you that. And then maybe after a few months you're introducing Twitter and you're doing links back to your site, and you're seeing all of a sudden that 60% of your incoming site traffic is coming from Twitter, maybe 20% from Facebook, 20% from Google Analytics, and maybe your traffic has quadrupled. So you're saying, oh wow, this Twitter had a great impact. So and then what you can do is you can see those people that came from Twitter, what are they doing on my site? What is their behavior? Are they bouncing, or are they actually going through and staying on my site and doing the activity which fulfills my purpose of why I'm online? So these are it's 4 steps to getting you going, to building yourself online. And it's just, I thought I would just document it because it's something that I find very useful. And we're putting it into our Social Media Business Institute. I was also presenting it at a couple of conferences recently. I thought I need to capture this. I've added it to my book as well. It's just that important that I needed to capture it for you. So there you go. I hope you found that useful. Thanks. Have a great day.